I have spent a total of 19 years in the judiciary in the High Court and the Supreme Court. Justice Cornelius spent 17 years in the Supreme Court of Pakistan. He was one of the longest serving Chief Justices of Pakistan from 1960 to 1968. And in times that were difficult, because Pakistan was an embryonic state, it was growing, trying to grapple with all the difficulties of a young country. And of course there were political issues. In 1955, in the federal court, he was the lone voice which said that the dissolution of the assembly, constituent assembly, by the Governor General, that judgment today is hailed as an outstanding rendition of justice. For the reason that the majority decided that the Sindh High Court did not have the jurisdiction to decide the matter, and therefore there was no judgment of the Sindh High Court which could be assailed. It was an illegal judgment. The majority allowed technicality to avoid the truth, and when truth was avoided, justice was avoided. Today, one man's voice is celebrated in our circles. The rest of the men, although they include many distinguished jurists, the majority are not mentioned at all. This is the course of history, and this is the message to any judge who wants to stay on the right course. The course written for us, dictated to us, directed to us by none less than the Almighty through the Holy Quran. The political right to associate has been defeated in this party's case, then that's a breach of the fundamental right, and no executive officer, no government authority can sit in judgment on the fundamental right. It is the court which does. And the result was they lifted the ban. The Supreme Court was together on that. He was the Chief Justice at the time. They lifted the ban. Our Constitution, as Ms. Sabahat just told us, assures freedom to profess religion, to manage religious institutions, subject to public order and morality. Our Constitution in Article 21 safeguards particular religions against taxation for the purposes, it safeguards against taxation for purposes of any particular religion. So for no particular reason can other religions be taxed. Our Constitution says everyone is free to profess their religion. All citizens have equal rights. There is no discrimination amongst them. And yet, for years, our minorities have felt discriminated, have felt sidelined, marginalized. It is in these circumstances, in the year 2014, some 9 years ago, the Supreme Court, under the charge of Chief Justice Hussain Jamali, who sits with us right here, took up this challenge and came up with directions to protect the rights of the minorities. The Supreme Court acts as a facilitator vis-à-vis the government authorities who have been cooperative. We must not overlook the fact we have been through at least 3 decades of extremism. We have lost 80,000 citizens in this country.